So here's our illustration that we're going to be animating. We've separated all our layers over here, and we've included in the artboard extra elements we know we're going to need. So these little open eyes are going to switch out for these blinking eyes. We've set our artboard to the size that we want the animation to be. So we're going to save that as a .ai file ready to import into After Effects. So we have After Effects open. We're going to load up our Illustrator file, and we're going to import it as a composition. I'm going to double click here and you'll see all your layers. At the moment these aren't editable, you can't edit the paths, so you have to select everything and create shapes from vector layer. And we can go ahead and delete these ones, and now we can actually edit the paths. We're going to set our background color and deselect these eyes, which we don't need just yet, and we're ready to start animating. So we're going to be making a simple looping animation using two main keyframes. So we're going to set our work area, we're going to go for 3 seconds. So we drag the time indicator and we hit N, the N key, and that will crop it. And then we're going to drag this to around the midpoint where we're going to lock in this position here by selecting the keyframes on all the elements we know we're going to need to edit. So for example, the paths on these little eyes, we know we're going to be moving the position, so we're going to hit a keyframe there. And we're going to go down basically and lock in everything we know we're going to edit. So now that we have that first keyframe locked in, we're going to drag the time indicator to the start of the composition. And we're just going to start editing these paths, creating that start position. And because I've already keyframed it, After Effects will automatically keyframe this object as we edit it. It's going to fill in the gaps, and it's very robotic to start with, so we're going to right click both of the keyframes and hit Easy Ease, and then we're going to open up the graph editor and make a nice smooth curve that's going to speed up the start of the transition and slow down the end. And we're going to go down and do that for all of our layers. So jumping forward a little bit, we have our two keyframes set on all of our layers. And if you notice this middle keyframe, I've moved them all to about 1/3 of the way through, and I've copied and pasted them all again in the 3/4 area. So copy paste, and this creates a nice still area in the middle where the building sort of holds its stretch. And then all of your last keyframes are going to be the same as the first one. So if I delete this and show you, it's just a simple copy and paste job again. And this sort of reverses everything we did with these first two frames and creates your looping animation.